Welcome all, Abhilash here. So this is the second session on financial analysis and control. So in this session, basically we are going to talk on financial statement analysis. So basic financial statements we have learned in the semester 1, the income statement where all your income sources will be added from various sources, like you are getting income from rent, you are getting payouts from the company, right? In the balance sheet, each and everything will be added, your income, your expenses, everything will be added. The statement of return earnings and the statement of cash flows. The statement of cash flows we have learned in the first session on the cash flow statement. So let's start with the activity, the learning activity. So by attending this session, you will be learning how financial statement analysis is done and what is the financial analysis and why it is important. So what is the financial analysis? The tearing apart the financial statements and looking at their relationships. Financial statements summarize and provide an overview of events related to the functioning of a firm. Financial statement analysis helps identify a firm's strength, weakness, so that management can take advantage of firm strength and make plans to counter weakness of the firm. The strength must be understood if they are not to be used to proper advantage, and weakness must be recognized if corrective action needed to be taken. So in the simple language, the financial statement analysis is the process of analyzing a company's financial statement for decision making purpose. External stakeholders use is to understand the overall health of an organization as well as to evaluate financial performance and business value. Significance of financial statement analysis. For example, are inventories adequate to support the projected level of sales? Does the firm have too heavy an investment in account receivable? Does large amount receivable reflect a lax collection policy? To ensure efficient operations of the firm manufacturing facility, and does the firm have too much or too little invested in plant and equipment? The financial statement analysis provides an answer to all the who analyze financial statements. So basically the financial manager has to be analyze this financial statement behalf of their company or organization. The internal users, that is management. External users as emphasis of lecturer, like the stakeholders, the stockholders, the company partners, investors, creditors, regulatory agencies, financial analysts, auditors, researchers. There are many people who will do the analysis of financial statements of a particular organization. A firm stakeholder. A company has a responsibility to different interested parties like government, creditors, customers, society, shareholders, managers, employees. So the company has all this. All company has responsibility of different interested parties. Financial statement analysis. What do internal users use it for? The internal users means the management of the company. The financial manager or the fund manager will analyze the financial statement of the company. Why? They will use this information for planning, evaluating and controlling company's operation. So based on the analysis, based on the statement analysis, they can take proper decision for their planning, evaluating and controlling company's operation. What do external users use is for? If you ask me, what I will do professionally, I am an investor in the stock market from last 7 years. So what I will do by reading this statement, I will take my decision. Should I invest in this company or not? Should I go ahead or not? Or should I wait for the some time? So assessing the past performance and current financial position, making prediction about the future profitability. If company is doing good now, and if after reading the financial statement, I think that yeah, company will do in the future as well. Company will do in future as well. They will have a good revenue, so they will pay me the dividends as well, and I will have a good income source, and my stock price will also go up. And the solvency of the company as well as the evaluating the effectiveness of the management. Information is available from published annual reports, the financial statements, notes to the financial statements, letters to stakeholders, auditors report, and management discussions and analysis. Financial statement analysis. Information is available from other sources like newspaper, business time, financial times, So whenever the quarter to quarter or quarterly results are out for the particular company or organization, the all financial statements are printed in the newspaper or some websites as well. The financial information organizations such as Moody's, Standard Poor's, Dun, Busted. So we have a CRISIL in India. Another one name is CMI. Something name is there who is updating companies financial statement, and they are doing the analysis behalf of the method of financial statement analysis. Now we are coming to the main part. Here we have a 5 types of analysis: horizontal analysis, vertical analysis, common size statement, trend percentage, and ratio analysis. So ratio analysis, you might have know about the ratio analysis. So let's start with the horizontal analysis. What is the horizontal analysis means to us? Using comparative financial statements to calculate monetary or percentage changes in financial statements item from one period to the next. So as I told you, the financial statements or the cash flow statements are described or generated on the basis of the time period, right? And it is compromised between the one period to the another period. Vertical analysis: for a single financial statement, each item is expressed as a percentage of a significant total. So in the vertical analysis, whatever figures as mentioned as in the statement, that figures is mentioned as in percentage in vertical analysis. Example: all income statements items are expressed as a percentage of sales, and all balance sheets items are expressed as a percentage of total assets. Right. So here, especially all statement analysis is done on the percentage basis in vertical analysis. Common size statements: financial statements that shows only percentage and no absolute monetary amounts. So common size, it's almost same like a vertical, but in vertical both figures, the analysis, both figures has to be shown, and in the common size statement only percentage figure we will see. Trend percentage. Trend show change over time in given financial statement items, can help evaluate financial information for several years. So here analysis is done based on the trend percentage. Ratio analysis: expression of logical relationship between items in a financial statement of a single period. Example: percentage relationship between revenue and net income. So the formula is very simple. The revenue divided by net income is into 100. You will get the answer. Ratio analysis. So let's discuss all these 5 different types of statement analysis with the example. Assume that first we will start with the horizontal analysis example. Assume that the management of UDCO, it's a company name, UD Company Limited, provides you with the comparative balance sheets of the year ended December 31st December 2014 and the 2013. Management asks you to prepare a horizontal analysis on the information. So here are the figures, right? So UD Company comparative balance sheet 31st December 2013 to 12. So here are the figures, you can read here. Assets, they have mentioned cash, current assets, account receivable, inventory, expansion, everything. So what we have to do, just focus on this thing what I'm going to teach you here and explain you. Calculating changes in cash amount. So cash changes current year figure minus base year figure. Okay. And the calculating changes in percentage change we will calculate. Okay, so done. So you can see this slide. So in this slide I have taken figure based on this. You can see here cash 12,000 in 2013 and in 2012 cash is 23,500. Okay, so you can see here the figures I have mentioned in the dollar: 12,000 and 23,500, right? So as per the formula, as for the reading amount, what do I have to do? First, here you can see in the below line, right? So here the in the amount, what we have to do, we have to do some calculation, like whatever cash has mentioned in the statement in the 2014, that has to be deducted by 2013 amount. So you can see on the statement, in the cash line in 2014 the 12,000 is there, and in 2013 in the cash statement the cash is in hand is 23,500. So right now I'm reading all figures in the rupees, right? So we had to deduct 12,000 rupees into the 23,500 from the 23,500. So once we do the calculation, we will what amount will be in hand? 11,500. This is how horizontal analysis is done. Okay, in the amount, why what we have to do? We have to done some calculations, like we have to deduct this amount in 2014 amount by this 2013 amount. So if we calculate 60,000 minus 40,000, the answer is 20,000. If we calculate inventory 18,000, 80,000 minus 1 lakh, the answer is 20,000, right? And for the calculations, what we have to do, the we have to consider this amount, then we have to divide this 11,500 by 23,500, and the answer has to be multiplied by 100. So your answer will come in the percentage 48.9. So here you can see the below. Here I have calculated the figures for better understanding. Okay, so as per the horizontal analysis, if we done the analysis with the formula, you will have the all figures, right? Here as I told you, 60 minus 40 is 20, 80 minus 1 lakh is 20, and as per the percentage formula, the 48.9%, 50%, 20%, and 50%, like that. So this is how horizontal analysis is done. Okay, if you didn't understand now, just watch this session again. Let's apply the same procedure to the liability and stockholder equity section of the balance sheet. Okay, so this is the section. You can see this is another example. Figures has been changed. Account payable, not payable. Here you can see 67,000, 40 per thousand, right? So once we to calculate, like if we deduct this figure to 67,000 by 40 per thousand, the answer is 23,000, and as per the percentage formula, you will get the 52.3%. The percentage formula how will come? The 23,000 divide by 40 per thousand, right, into 100. Your answer is 52.27%. So in short, it is 52.3%. Okay, so you can have this figure on your notebook and you can calculate yourself. Another example, income statement. Here you can see this is the income statement of UD Company Limited. If you calculated 5,20,000 minus 4,80,000, the answer is 40,000, and as per the percentage formula, your answer will be 8.3%. For calculating amount, again I am saying, for calculating amount, what we have to do in the horizontal analysis, we have to deduct this 5,20,000 amount from 4,80,000. Then you will get the figure, you will get the answer, that is the 40,000. And for the percentage, what can be done? For the percentage, we have to divide this 40,000 by this net income, net sales, that is 480, and then we have to multiply the figure, the answer is by 100. You will get 88.3%. Right? So this is how horizontal analysis is done. So analysis example. Assume that the management of BS Company Limited asks you to prepare vertical analysis for the comparative balance sheets of the company. So in the back of the slides, I had told you in the vertical analysis only percentage, the all figures has to be considered in the percentage. So let's take with the example. Here you can see the example, the BS Company Limited, the balance sheet. The cash is 82 in 2014, the cash is 30,000 in 2013, right? The total asset they have mentioned in the figure here. Okay, just read it all things, just understand this example properly, then you will understand how this vertical analysis is done. Okay, so how this 17% come, so I have explained here, you can see the below. So for 2014 what can be done, the 82,000 has to be divided by 4 lakh 83,000 and multiply by 100, you will get the percentage, right? For getting the percentage, every figures, every answer you have to be multiplied by 100, then you will get the amount in percentage, right? So let's do the calculation here. 82,000, I am reading all figures in rupees, but on the side it's the shown in the dollar. Okay, so 82,000 divided by 483, 4 lakh 83, the answer is 0.169 into 100, so the figure is 16.97, so approximately it's 17%, right? For 2013 this 30 has to be divided by 3,87,000, and for the percentage figure you have to multiply by 100, so 30,000 divided by 3,87,000 multiply by 100, you will get the 7.75%, approximately it's 8%. This is how the calculation is done in the vertical analysis. Another example of the vertical analysis, the balance sheet, liabilities and stakeholders equity, account payable 76 and 60. For getting the percentage, 76 has to be divided by 4,83,000, then multiply by 100 for getting the value in percentage, 16%. Right? This is how this calculation is done in the vertical analysis statement. Trend person example. Okay, assume that MD Company Limited provides you with the following operation data and asks that you prepare a trend analysis. So here you can see the figures 2014, 13, 12, 11, 10. So right now we are having 5 years figures here. The revenue, expenses is there and the net income is there. How net income is calculated? Revenue minus expenses, right? So 2405 minus 2033, the answer is 372. This is the net income, right? Like that you can read this statement. Okay, here, so preceding year is 2010 and following year 2012. So now as per the formula what we have done, we have to deduct this 1820 from 1991, so you will get the 171 answer, right? So 171 divided by 1820 is equal to 9% rounded, right? The preceding year we have to consider all this figure as a 100% because this is the preceding year. From there we have to start the reading the statement and we have to do 10% analysis, right? So it's a 9%, right? So 100 plus 9 is equal to 109, right? Guys, now what we will do based on this, we will done the calculation for 2012, right? So here is the figure for 2012. Let's consider 2012 is the current year. The revenue amount is 2,112 minus preceding year is 2011, the 1991. We have to deduct this figure from 2,112. The answer is 121. Okay, the answer is 121. Then again what we have to do, the answer is 121, that answer has to be divided by one preceding year's revenue amount, that is 1991. The answer is 0.060 into 100 for getting the amount in the percentage. The answer is 6%. Though The answer is 6%. Let me do it again. Okay, so this calculation is done for the year 2011. Now we will do the same calculation. We will apply same formula for the 2012. Okay, so now the what we will do, the preceding the we will do analysis from this figure 2010 to 2012. So now what we have to do, we have to consider this figure, revenue figure, and we have to deduct the amount, that is 1820, the 2010's amount, from this figure 1880. So we are getting the answer around 292. Okay, once we get this figure, we have to divide this figure by 1820. So we are getting 0.16. Now we have to get this figure in percentage. For that I will multiply this figure by 100. So I am getting 16. Okay, so 16 means, for getting the trend percentage, this I have to consider, means 100 plus 16 is 116. So this answer will come as a 116. Okay, this is how the calculation is done. Again, for calculating expenses, we have to apply the same method. We have to deduct this amount 1803 by 1703. Let's do it now. 1803 divided by 1701. The answer is 102. Then again we have to divide this amount uh, by 1701. Just hold on. The answer is 102. Then divided by 1701. The answer is 0.059 into multiply by 100. The answer is 5.5.99. That is 6%. So this is 100. If this is 100, this will come as a 106. You can see here, right? 106. Likewise, we have to done calculations for next 3 years. So you can done yourself. You can practice it at your home. The next is ratio analysis. This is the last topic of financial statement analysis, and this is the fifth and last type. The financial statements reports both on a firm's position at a point in a time and on its operation over some past period. For management's viewpoint, financial statement analysis is useful both as a way to anticipate future conditions and, more important, as a starting point for learning actions that will influence the future course of events, and to show whether a firm's position has been improving and deteriorating over time. So ratio analysis begins with the calculation of set of financial ratios designed to show the relative strength and the weakness of a company as compared with the other firm in the industry, leading firms in the industry in the previous years of the same firm. Ratio analysis helps to show whether the firm's condition has been improving or deteriorating. Ratio analysis can also help plan for the future growth. The ratios can be expressed in 3 different ways. Example, ratios, current ratios of 2:1. Example, for profit margin of 2% and EPS, earning per share of TCS, is a 2 to 5. Okay, this is how the ratio analysis is done. Thank you. Best wishes.